I'll put these right here.
Yeah, it might not be worth anything, but all right.
Well, audio fail.
All right. Well, if this doesn't get recorded, then you have a special exclusive episode. How about that? All right.
All right, who's joining us?
Oh, our gentleman friend over here.
Yeah, I know. Are we doing like a round of applause for him? Huh?
I don't know, man. All right. Welcome to the stage. 8-bit music theory, everyone. I guess I still got a little bit in me.
Do I get the piano seat?
You get the piano seat and move the other junk out of the way, but welcome to Pixelated Audio. We've got a very silly theme this time. Every time, but this time especially. So just a quick show of hands. Who here has heard of us or has listened to our show before? Oh, good number of people.
Oh, cool.
That's great. That's great. This is called Pixelated Audio. Nice, right? Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Now everybody's heard of us.
That's all we ask.
All right. Should we do our little introductions? Brian.
Yeah, we'll go through it. Okay, so Pixelated Audio. I'm Brian. This is Gene.
I'm the green one.
We've been doing a podcast now for it's like 7 years going on, and it's really about you can see this, right? Yeah, it's focused on game music preservation, exploring different audio stuff you may not have heard, and then capturing stories from composers and
musicians,
people that are really influential in the video game music scene. And so we've had a lot of fun over the years, interviewing a lot of people from all over the world, and it's been really educational, I think, to learn from the composition side, like what people are actually doing and how they approach game audio.
And not to downplay it a little bit, but Brian is very technical, so a lot of times we cover things on the show that, sound chips, hardware, things a little nitty-gritty, but maybe not to the point where it's alienating. So that's one thing I've always really liked.
Technical enough.
Technical enough, exactly.
Yeah.
So we try to cover a broad base. Everybody, this is our Toothman mascot.
It's our unofficial mascot.
Yeah, don't tell Colgate because it's actually theirs, but that's Harold Hardtooth.
We did an episode on toothpaste.
Yep,
it was
good music, stupid game, but okay.
And so it's become our unofficial mascot. And that's Comic Sans there, if you didn't notice.
Yeah, we're very serious on this show. Well, we're not going to honestly speak much because we're going to let 8-Bit Music Theory speak for himself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
welcome to the show, 8-Bit Music Theory.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 8-Bit Music Theory. I'm an incredible YouTuber. No.
Yes, you are. Amazing YouTuber, for real.
No. We're just going to have you read that.
I'm a big nerd, and I like talking about music theory and video game music, and I try to use music theory to dissect how my favorite video game music works. So that's what I do on the internet. And these guys are kind enough to have me join them on this special edition live podcast.
Well,
he's kind enough to host us. Let's be honest.
Exactly. So we didn't give him any information on what we're doing, and the reason why is because we wanted to hear I guess unadulterated version of some of the questions that we have, and we were hoping for some kind of on-the-fly interpretation and analysis of some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about. As you saw from the title, we're going to be primarily focused around underwater music.
Yes.
And it's I don't know why we chose this. It was like late at night one night. Gene and I were thinking like, hey, we should come up with something that'd be interesting. Oh, what's interesting? What does everybody love? They love water levels.
Yeah, well, and, opinion is actually mixed on water levels.
So it's an iconic setting for games, and there's only so many different biomes you can have in games that you see popping up, and so it's always a water level, and most people hate water levels, but they have some really good music. So we wanted to talk about what makes water music or water levels, what actually makes that sound that you think of when you hear like water level music, I guess. And so we have some examples here.
Yes.
We want to just play a little bit of the example. and then hear
Ben?
from 8-Bit Music Theory
Yeah.
here on why this not only constitutes or gives us this impression of liquid or water or being in the depths, but maybe some of the theory behind why it, creates that mood.
We have quite a few examples, so don't feel like you gotta waste all your best lines on this first track. So, start to figure out the theory of water music in video games. What, Brian?
I moved to the next one. Sorry.
That was, just for the listeners at home, that was from Metroid Prime, the first one. That's the crashed ship frigate Orphean. I love that song so much.
Gene was very adamant about putting this one in
It's
first.
so great. I feel like it
is good.
It perfectly, to me, captures the quintessential water music atmosphere. There's other examples here, but this one is sort of like, it's the whole package.
I'm pretty familiar with this tune, actually. I arranged it for the album I just put out not too long ago, and and I don't. Am I audible? This mic is.
You can turn it up a little bit,
Okay.
or bass it a little bit.
You have to speak like an American while you're
I'm
here.
gonna just be mic mode and then keyboard mode. I'm gonna try not to bounce too frequently between them, but. So it's very soothing.
Yes.
It's not like a lot of Metroid Prime music is atmospheric, but this tune in particular is very soothing. And I think so it's basically all a D minor chord, right? Something like that. Something like that, right? There's a lot of movement between a C major chord over top of a D bass note, resolving up to a D minor chord, and that's a very soft movement, as opposed to which would be a very typical kind of classical way to resolve to D minor. So for my tidbit, since we have so many examples, my theory tidbit on this one is the flat 7 chord, C major, resolving up to D minor. That's a very soft, especially in such an atmospheric setting, it's very laid back, very relaxing, easygoing.
That's a good point, because a lot of the Metroid Prime music is very atmospheric and kind of ominous sounding. This is more creepy.
Yeah.
creepy, but in water.
It's still a minor key tune, There's still
We're gonna mic up
The piano,
old
too.
school style.
Cool.
Just in case.
the melody sitting on that second, an E natural over a D minor chord. Oh, that's a beautiful note. I don't know. There's a lot.
Water
note choice.
Water music and suspension. I wonder if there's some correlation there.
I like that.
I also have a music degree. I don't talk about it much on the show, but I usually let the experts do the work. So.
And I don't have any degrees. That's all right. Do you want to move on to the next one?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. So, as I messed up earlier because I got trigger happy, this is in these examples. We just wanted to kind of showcase a lot of different things. Nothing that really connected too much. But this is from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. This is a track. I thought this was really nice. It's the lake theme, and it has its own kind of water feel to it. So let's take a listen. Sorry for the abrupt stop there.
That is an amazing track. I've never heard that one before. I've heard a lot of Pokemon soundtracks, but I love that.
It's a good track. It's a good track. So this one's interesting because it's definitely a lot more. The percussion line is a lot more, I guess, intense than that last track we listened to. Tell us about Lake Theme.
Lake Theme is an interesting pick. It's not what I would have thought of if you were like think of some water level music. I wouldn't have thought of this, but you're right. Like it's a lake theme. That's about as wet as it gets. I know this is an interesting. I think there's a juxtaposition happening here, where if you just think of the chords and the kind of like diggle 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 diggle. I'm not gonna try and play that, but
You can just keep singing it. It's okay.
that's like evocative of rain, kind of, you know, diggle diggle, or like that. I don't know. That fits to me with like kind of a wet water level thing, and the harmony is very like, again, very colorful and pretty, and not like, you know, going somewhere, you know.
You know, I have to say, and I've just noticed this because we had to listen to somebody for the show. What tends to come to my mind is you see a lot of movement from just like 2 chords or 3 chords, back and forth, back and forth. There's not a whole lot of like resolution and tension.
Exactly. It's like making a like the last song was just on 1 chord pretty much the whole time, and this one, when you're going back and forth just between 2 over and over, it creates this stasis feeling, you know. Like you're floating in a lake. But then, like you mentioned, the drums are totally not what you would expect from a, you know, nice water level theme. They're very like in your face. And then if you know, later on in the tune, it actually metrically modulates from a 6/8 time beat into a 4/4 beat in a very cool way, which is not at all stasis inducing. So.
Didn't anybody play Pokemon Diamond and Pearl here? What awesome. What is the lake area? What is that all about?
Essentially in this generation there's 3 lake spirit Pokemon. Similar to how every generation has their 3 birds, 3 dogs. This one has 3 lake spirits.
Okay, so there's, for those who can't hear and for the show, there are 3 lake spirits. I'm just reiterating what our audience member said. What's your name? Tony. So yeah, just want to credit Tony for that.
I wasn't familiar with the lake theme, but this is a great track. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me a little bit of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the fairy fountain, how it kind of has that almost cascading chord.
Yeah.
And there's something about that sound and water to me, and I'm sure everybody gets the same feeling. What is that, and why does that invoke that feeling?
I think there's some musical associations that I think are very instinctive, or kind of, you know, if you think of like the screechy high violin horror movie thing, it's like, oh, why is that so associated with like scary scenes in movies? Because it's such a gross sound that like makes you tense up on its own, you know. And the same thing with this, like. It is just kind of evocative of, I don't know, rain or cascading water. The way it's a bunch of little notes that all kind of flow down together.
Kind of trickle down.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a better way to explain it.
No,
that's good enough. Yeah.
This is very open-ended. If anybody has anything they want to add, feel free to jump in.
Yeah.
This is and
we have a microphone up here, I believe, if you want to just...
yeah. Come on up. Yeah.
Any composers in the house? Anybody with some insight, please?
What I hear when I hear that song...
a little bit closer. Just yeah.
What I hear when I hear that song is it sounds like waves on the lake that are...
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yes,
on a windy day, a lake has like some little waves that are coming in. They're inconsequential, but it's like this, you know, repeated pattern that I hear in that song.
Yeah, very cyclical.
That's a good point. That made me actually think of like all the beach music now that probably has like wave sound. I didn't even think of that. That's a good one.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, when you mentioned the fairy fountain in Zelda, also the beginning of Zora's Domain has a very distinct
Has the
descending
same one.
line.
That's right. Good catch.
Before they get to the Bossa Nova Village.
Yeah,
Awesome. Hey, what was your name?
Jeremy.
All right. Nice to meet you, Jeremy. Thank you.
both with this example and the previous example, planing between two different chords going back and forth. You could almost say it's ebbing and flowing. Also, decrescendoing and crescendoing between the two chords. That's got that wave going back and forth. And so that's also kind of
I like it.
an idea of water moving.
Yeah.
Even
I
though
like
it's not
that.
like harmonically going anywhere, it's still moving.
Yeah, so we have a few more examples. I wonder if you notice that too, just bring it up again, because there might be some here that have a very similar kind of crescendo, decrescendo kind of thing too. Let's move on to our next track.
Absolutely. Oh, I love this one. It's probably not the one that's most associated with water music, but for those of you that played Rayman Origins, or I think even the sequel, which has some water music, it fits perfectly in the game. It's such a great theme. I can tell you exactly why I picked this song.
That was Gene's pick,
Yes.
by the way.
So if you've played Rayman, the first part is like you're in shallow water. There's like these what do they call them? Like almost like minion voices. Do 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 do. It's like so happy you're swimming on the water. Now you're in the deep ocean. All you see are the lights of like the creepy crawlies. There's like tentacle monsters coming after you. You can't see except for like dim patches of light. But it still has some of those same elements of stasis, even though it's creepy stasis. I love this song. I mean, yeah.
That's a good because the ocean is pretty scary when you get in there.
This screenshot I found adds to that too, because it's like these little tiny tunnels within the ocean that terrifies me. And sharks.
They will
and stuff.
reach out and grab you.
If I'm not as technically minded, but the sound design reminds me of Zora's Domain too. Just like the kind of echoing,
I'm wondering how many composers had heard Zora's Domain when they were thinking about water music, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to do that
right? Yeah, that's true.
in my own way. And this is what we got.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So you're going to put out your next album. It's going to be all about water music, and you're just going to lift all of these different tracks.
Yeah.
I wonder where I came up with that idea. Yeah. Classic.
All right, Zora's Domain. This is from Twilight Princess. There's a lot of really good examples throughout the series, and this is one that I thought was kind of a nice one to listen to. It's a little more subdued than some of our other stuff.
I realize this is probably not the best music to be playing for people that are already very tired after a long day. So apologies if you fall asleep during the panel. or maybe not. Good night. Have a nice sleep.
So let's talk about Zora's Domain a little bit. Tell us.
We've already seen a lot of patterns. The cascading kind of thing at the beginning, all those notes. And then also, again, it's just a 2-chord vamp with very pretty kind of colorful chords. Lots of color, but you don't necessarily, there's not a ton of movement. So this one and the lake theme too are both moving between the 1 and the 4 chords of the key. So in this key, in the key of G, G is the 1 chord, C is the 4 chord, and you're just going back and forth. But if you just used like G major triad to C major triad, that would actually feel like it was moving more than what they're doing is adding a bunch of extra extended notes on top. So not just your 1, 3, 5, but your 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, whatever, 13. And what happens when you use a bunch of big extended chords, you could end up having the whole major scale piled in one chord. So then if you go from the whole major scale piled on a G to that same whole major scale piled on top of a C, the notes are all the same. It's just the root note that's really moving, So that creates less movement, but a lot more color because you're having a lot more colorful notes on top. So yeah.
So one thing I wanted to ask, so we're talking about the music theory, but what about the instrumentation here, right? So what makes this track, in your opinion, what makes this track and the instrument choices really kind of match that Zora's Domain, that water theme?
So I think, water as a theme has a bunch of different aspects, as we just saw with the creepy one.
Yes.
There were no soft acoustic guitars in the creepy one. This one, it's all, little, I don't know, that kind of like hand percussion-y, like almost a beachy vibe with the acoustic guitar or classical guitar. And then the synth pads on top, just kind of like adding a little wash behind it all. There's nothing very obtrusive, It's not like a trumpet being like, ba, 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 It's all very soft and like, inviting you in, but like take your time, you don't have to pay attention if you don't want. It's very chill. Let's relax. And also just anytime there's kind of like a small enough ensemble where you can really hear all the individual instruments, that seems like more laid back to me,
Well, take a listen here. See if there's a few things you can pick out that you would think is like distinctly like... I definitely hear that almost like hand percussion, right? The brushes and stuff.
And even the tone of the guitar with those quicker lines, it kind of like sounds almost like bubbles coming up,
Yeah, I was almost hearing the sound of water because I know some tracks cheat and they just have like a rushing water sound. But I feel I got that impression without actually hearing it, which is I think a pretty clever trick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think the pad probably, has that, or kind of like that constant running water quality where it's just kind of...
Almost like a white noise character, maybe a little bit. Yeah, because we do know, rushing water has sort of a white noise kind of character to it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We didn't pick any tracks that are like, like you're in like a speedboat or something.
No, we kept them super
rafting.
mellow, actually. I kind of wanted to like establish a bit of because there's like the Caribbean calypso beat stuff. I mean, that's beachy, but it feels like a little bit of a different kind of atmosphere, even though it's technically water, but yeah.
Yeah.
We
were going for like in the water.
You're in it, yeah. You're not like next to it sitting on the beach,
Let's check out this next one here. Oops, that wasn't the way to do it though. Okay, so this is from Final Fantasy V. This is Beyond the Deep Blue Seas, so let's take a listen.
That's such an interesting combo of the creepy deep sea and the relaxing,
It is,
floating.
I don't know if people have played Final Fantasy V, but what's interesting about this section is you're in a tower that's underwater. You have a time limit, which is, typical stressful video game mechanics stuff. But if you actually just stop and look, it's like, everything has this blue wash. It is very pleasant. I think one thing I will say, I think Nobuo Uematsu uses a slightly different approach. He doesn't try to go literal water sound with like some of it, but it still, to me, captures some of that feel. And what you've described, definitely I'm starting to hear that pattern a little bit better.
There's still that kind of arpeggiated, I can't remember the line, but that like doom, 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 ding, doom, that kind of motion, you know, rising, bubbling up kind of motion, the accompaniment. Again, just like in a couple examples, we get these big, colorful, extended chords. This time it's in like a more functional progression that moves. That was like the B section kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These nice big major 7 chords, major 9 chords, like, mwah. Magnifique. And then
Jump in.
Chase, please, one of our favorite guests. Chase has been a guest on our show several times, an amazing composer. Please, both check out Chase and the rest of his time here at MAG and our shows with him.
No, I just wanted to bring up something. It's my first time hearing Final Fantasy V in the Deep Blue, but one thing Yomatsu is really great at is utilizing, like some composers recycle their work, but he recycles it in a way whereas it becomes fresh and it's revitalizing again. So one thing I want to point out, hopefully maybe most of you playing in Final Fantasy VII, there's an underwater area of a materia weapon. And this instrumentation specifically is the exact same for when you're looking for that materia weapon. So I just wanted to kind of point that out in that regard. And some of the chords actually, and it's along with the instrumentation, kind of follow that. So I can hear it in my mind. I'm thinking of like what the title is, but it's like 90 tracks on Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. I think I stumbled across that one while looking for it, but I think we had too many examples, but I have to go back and listen to it because now I've made a connection.
We almost put that one in here too.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Cool. Let's. And I just realized missed opportunity. The whale sounds from.
Which?
Secret of Mana.
Oh yeah, that's
We
just
could have
like,
just had whale sounds for 15 minutes.
That's
not the way to do it.
Okay.
I have not figured this out.
Is this our last one or?
No, we got one more.
Okay, cool.
And then we got a game.
Yes, we have a fun game. Well, we'll see. I hope it's fun. We thought
But
we
we
had a
have
lot of fun
prizes.
making it. Yeah.
Okay, so this is from Ristar. Oh, we did an episode on this like 7 years ago. It was so much fun. It's a great soundtrack. Very fun game.
Yeah, amazing.
Some people hate it. I loved it. But let's take a listen.
Well, I mean, I could listen to that for a lot longer, but
It's a super cute soundtrack.
I honestly feel like that's an amazing underwater adventure. I mean, the game is great, but like, it's super happy. But I'm still hearing some of those things, big arpeggios. There's probably even some extended chords in those arpeggios. I don't know offhand.
I was definitely hearing the kind of main progression is a major 7 chord up to this kind of like cool. And then just repeat the thing down a whole step. So again, it's a vamp that's kind of moving back and forth between two things, and it's not like taking you all over the place, you know?
Yeah.
And some pretty on the nose, just bubble
It's
noises
like a
at the top.
16-bit version of your waves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you got an FM synth. Might as well use like this big whoop sound.
Oh man, if it were me, these would all be FM tracks. All right, let's move on to the next one here. I have not figured
Good
it out.
enough, good enough.
Let's do it again.
All right.
This is from a game that I really liked. It's not really a game. It's more of like an experience. I don't know if I'm dating myself here, but when the Wii came out, I was so excited to swim around with fish. And that's all this game is. There's no bad guys. There's no guns or shooting or anything. You just swim around and like.
Does the ocean end at any point?
No, it's endless. Yeah. Wow. Who would have thunk? All right. Let's take a listen. Pretty awesome, right?
That's awesome.
So many triple meters, 6, 8, 3, 4, things like that. I've noticed a lot. It seems to, something about it just.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's like every single one almost.
Almost, yeah. Actually, maybe even the Rayman track. I have to go back and listen to the meter on that one.
So is that the common denominator with all the?
Well, there's so many little common denominators, I feel.
This one? Because there's something like the Zora's Domain, the Twilight Princess one, that wasn't.
No.
The Metroid Prime one wasn't. But other than that,
Can you explain what you're talking about here?
Triple meter is just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the kind of rhythmic pattern that repeats that the music's built on, as opposed to like 1, 2, 3, 4, a more square feeling kind of beat.
By all means, another one of our guests. All of our past guests are making it into the show. Jesse Bishop, everybody. Street cleaner.
Street cleaner.
An amazing musician. An amazing many things. Please.
Even though Rice Star is on a 4 count, it has the Teddy Riley New Jack Swing on the hi-hats, which is technically a 3 count.
They snuck it in there.
Oh, you get an extra point today.
This tune, the thing that I noticed about it is the rhythmic layering, where each individual part that you hear kind of operates on a different subdivision. They all stay in their own lane. So you have a big, long, held pad on top that doesn't change, and then you have the kind of that's doing the whatever it is. I can't remember the line now, but it was a
that's pretty close. Yeah,
3, dun dun dun, and then the whatever like. Was in 16th notes over top of it, And then when the melody comes in, it was in like taking up a whole measure with each note, pretty much. So they're all, it's like the ocean. There's the top part, and the middle part, and the bottom part with all the scary fish. And they all are piled on top of each other.
So
the technical term.
I don't want to start an argument about this, but in the sense that piano is a string instrument, there's a lot of string instruments. Yes, I know it's also a percussion instrument, but it's like violins and piano feature very heavily in a lot of these tracks. It's something I've sort of noticed. But not only that, it's how do I say this? It's like, I don't want to call it a cliche, but it does feel like there's something about that instrument specifically, or those two instruments, that has become, there's got to be some like old films or something that has set that mood in, like, you use those instruments in these ways, and it's like, okay, you've created the atmosphere, almost without trying.
I just wanted to ask, are you suggesting that string instruments are the sleigh bells of water music?
You know, it might be,
Good point,
actually.
yeah. Ice music, we have just a bunch of...
Yeah, like long crystalline sort of sounds that decay.
Interesting thing, though, is Ayako Saso, we talked about here recently.
Yes.
Composer, primarily...
Does
like,
techno.
Yeah, like techno
music,
and a lot of FM synth. This is not something that she usually composes. So the fact that this is all water music is pretty incredible. The whole game is water music, unless you're on the boat. When I guess that's deck music, sea shanty music.
A jig.
A jig.
We're gonna do the thing where we play it again, but then move on.
Yeah.
All right, but it's quiz time,
It's quiz
folks.
time.
Wake up!
So-
It's time to stretch your brains and think. Sorry, it's too late in the day.
Okay, so this is a really dumb quiz. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're gonna try it anyway. So is it water level music or not? That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
but basically we don't. The points don't matter. Very, what is it called?
Whose line is it
anyway? Yeah, it's mostly for our entertainment. It's an excuse for us to cram great examples in short snippets. So we're not here all day, but you can go back and look them up on your own.
so we're still good on time.
Yeah, no,
So-
I mean, yeah, no.
So we have 10 examples. Bonus for naming any one of the following game series, game, song, composer. 2 winners. We have a sweet prize. Oh my God, it is
Two
the
sweet
sweetest
prize. Well, one prize is kind of lame. The other one's really cool. Yeah.
So somebody's gonna get a loser prize. All right. So I'm gonna plug this because it'll basically spoil everything if I don't.
The video, yes. Sorry. So you're going to be blind. We're underwater. It's deep sea. All right. Going with the theme.
Done.
Bam. Perfect score. I think we're a little bit more. We start off easy, but we get a little harder as time goes on. There might be some pretty deep cuts in there. That seems to be our theme for the long-time listeners.
I tried to keep it. Oh, we'll see.
We'll see. Oh, and look, the projector's blue too. Well, I know that's just like.
No, that's number one.
It's been a very long day, folks. Thank you for bearing with us.
I'm waiting on the internet to load.
It is. It does seem like you've got it, right?
I have it.
Okay, cool.
Bear with me here. Oh, I have a link too, but I forgot to put it up.
That's all right.
Forgot what the link is. We'll just shout it out. Whoever wins, wins, I guess.
We're gonna probably just hand this out arbitrarily. Did you want to put the quiz link up?
Oh, I didn't put the quiz link up.
Let's do that first.
Let me do that.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Okay.
So we'll put in a short Google link. If you want to submit, that will be great.
And Gene will judge it because I'm not going to look at it.
Yeah, I'm going to just look at the submissions and see who's closest.
I think the link is, can I just put like text in here?
Where?
Where did I paste it to you?
I don't remember.
Go to our chat, dude.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Professionals.
All right.
Oh, if you go to pixelatedaudio.com/mag2022.
Yes. All right. Type that up.
Okay. Here, I'll put it
Yeah.
on something that's impossible to read, right?
Yeah, we'll put it in a color that is readable in just a second.
Mag 2022. Can you see that?
Nobody
can see that.
Put it into white text or something. That'll probably help.
Yeah. Oh boy.
We will edit this down for the show. It'll be a lot more engaging. And Ben, feel free to play along.
Is that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm playing along.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Do you have a pen or a pencil or a phone or something? Well, because we have 10 examples. We want to make sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
Look, if you just count on your fingers, that works too.
Well, it's like yes, no.
It'll
no,
bring you
yes,
to this
no,
page,
yes.
basically.
Yeah.
Gene put this together.
Yeah. That was just quick thing.
All right. Did you get it?
All right, everybody. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if this works.
Oh, hold on. Our guest of honor needs to go to the quiz.
Oh yeah, he doesn't get to cheat.
Yes. Don't spoil anything, but we would love your commentary on some of these answers.
Yeah.
Or like as we're going along, feel free to be like, oh, okay.
I want to make sure this is not too loud here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're testing you guys. Look, it's just going back and forth between two chords, right?
Yeah.
It follows the theme. Play it again, Brian. Just this is a mulligan. We're just goofing around.
This one?
No, this is not. We're just messing around.
Minus point if you get this right.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No. That's from.
Okay, so
yeah.
this is gonna start off easy. Is this water music? Okay, you win. No, I'm just
All
kidding.
right. This is number one.
This is number one.
Yeah.
Number one.
Number 0 was a joke.
All right. All right, and then if you don't get these first two, then
It doesn't. We're not gonna judge.
I judge. I will judge. We're gonna listen like 10, 15 seconds at the most, and then we'll flip on to the next one.
Yeah. And please let us know. Like we may need to pause if people need a little bit extra time to type in. Yeah, there's those long strings.
Oh my god. This one's not loading.
Oh, it is not.
Alright, here we go. Let me try this. I swear to god if there's an ad.
Chasing that A and want
Yep.
to save time.
There's gonna be a this
This is a water ad.
Click simple.
This is not water music.
It's gonna get harder.
Oh yeah. I think so. Yes. Let's move it along.
All right. So this is number 4.
An amazing tune.
All right.
All right, that was number 4.
5.
Let's pause here for a second. I want to hear back. I want to hear from you a little bit. What have you been taken away from these tracks? Whether don't spoil anything to our audience, but
Could go either way on all of them, but I'm glad our points that we happened to point out earlier. It seems like there's something to them, because all of these, like this one with the harp, that's totally a bubbling, like that upward arpeggio motion, and the fact that it's just sitting on one chord for such a long time, and then go to the previous example, and you got your. Oh, wait, what was the previous example? Oh,
yes,
that
it was
one
the
also had
NES
some-
style. Yeah. Oh, go up, by all means, yes.
I don't know if this is gonna like spoil anything, but is rain considered a water level?
We're being very generous with the theme, yes. Rain, water, we're not being super tricksy. We're like, okay, that one has nothing to do with water.
Okay,
It's, yeah.
I just wasn't sure. Thank
Yes.
you.
So
When we were thinking of this,
yes,
we weren't sure either.
Lean in favor of yes if it
Does your
sounds
shirt
like
say
yes.
fart? That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. It's like nope, sorry. You're on a. It's like you're on a grounded pontoon boat. Nope, sorry. No, like we're not gonna do anything like that.
All right, number 6.
6.
All right, I'm calling it. Number 7.
Most of the points are for getting the yes or no, not like what game this is.
All right, next.
This theme, you know what? This theme came together better than I thought it would. I've really enjoyed this so far.
Yeah, me too. I didn't think, like, we were just talking about the other day. We're like, I don't think this is going to work, man.
I'm having a good time, so I think it works. I hope you guys are too.
Number 9.
I just want to say I'm really glad I'm wearing my mask because I have a terrible poker face. I'm like grinning whenever I hear like half these examples. There's like one person that played this game in here, and I'm sorry, you know, irrespective of whether that's water music or not. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Have you hit submit? Does anybody need a little bit more time? You know, just a few more. That was all 10.
That was 10.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. You may. All right. That's okay. I think hitting submit, even if you didn't get them all, that's okay. Let's see. Do we have any responses yet? Refreshing the page.
I don't even know how this works.
I'm not seeing them right now. Where's my spreadsheet that should show me all of them? You know what? We're gonna do it on the honor system because I'm not having much luck here.
I just want to say it's very disrespectful not to have Echo the Dolphin in there. That's all I gotta say.
I know.
Hey, we tried so hard not to put it in. Every other track was like Echo the Dolphin.
Okay, to be fair, I didn't really want like the cheesy 90s CD stuff, and the FM stuff was a little creepy. So, I mean, we had a couple of creepy examples, but it came up many times, I promise. No, I definitely feel like we should have had one. It's all right.
The Tim Ballin stuff would have worked out, I think. That would have been it.
I'm not having any luck. So just bring up the slide, and then
How do I do it?
just share your screen with the examples on there. And somebody.
I have the response right here.
Yeah. You're going to want to see it as a spreadsheet, but basically.
How do you do it?
Up at the very top.
Up at the very top.
There's a little spreadsheet button.
Okay.
It's not very.
Create a new spreadsheet.
Yeah.
We're learning.
Yes. You know what? As we're figuring this out, I have to say, I feel like we've cracked it together. I feel like we've actually learned something here.
Against all odds.
I know, right? We just thought we were having fun, but we tricked ourselves. Please come up to the mic. Sorry, I can't hear you.
So, funny instrumentation. I don't know if it was noticed in that creepy track that was played earlier. There was actually 2 instruments that utilize water to create their sounds.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There was a glass harmonica, and then there was also, it sounded like a hydrophone.
Oh my God.
It's a little on the nose, yeah.
I go back to that. Where was that track?
I think that was. You mean in the Rayman track or one of the ones in the quiz? Sorry.
No, it was earlier, before the quiz.
Okay, probably the Rayman track, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it was the one. It was before the quiz. It was Rayman then.
All right, we'll bring up the spreadsheet.
Okay.
And so, no, just bring this up because
first of all, let's look at the.
let's look at the answers
tracks
together.
here.
Okay, so
Oh boy.
okay, video problems. All right.
So this is our tracks. Obviously, the first one, Super Mario World, underwater theme,
Classic. Yes.
Donkey Kong Country, aquatic ambiance. Those were like the gimme tracks. And then let's see here. So number 3, Super Metroid. That is not water.
No, it's like a cavern. It's very brown. There's like no water. It sounds a lot like some of the water music, though.
Flowing lava.
Yes, there is.
But that track is used in Metro Prime 2 in the underwater segment.
Fair enough. Yes, it did get reused.
Bonus point. Just for being
There you
badass.
go. Oh, okay. Oh, we got some contenders.
I would like to add, in Super Metroid, where that track appears in that part of Brinstar, there is water.
That's true.
Where the little grabbers come out of.
It's not usually
It's a reach.
associated as
The little grabbers come out of there.
Half a point. There's another half a point. You guys together got a point. This game didn't work out. All right. Next is Shovel Knight. Then we had Hollow Knight. Who was the singer on that?
It wasn't on Shovel Knight, it was on Hollow Knight.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
We're
it.
on that one. Yeah.
Oh, Hollow Knight, it is Amelia Jones, who also sang on the Made in Abyss soundtrack.
On the which one? Sorry.
On Made in Abyss, she also sang on that one.
Oh,
Made in Abyss.
Yes, anime soundtrack.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with that one.
And she also, and the composer was Chris Larkin.
Chris Larkin. Yes. That's correct.
Then Final Fantasy VII. That was actually the City of Ancients, so that no, that was not. But
It has a lot of the hallmarks, but the choir I feel like tips its hand a little bit, and the synths are a little heavy. That one almost sounds. Like
So you remember that one that I said that somebody had to play here? That was the Hot Shots Golf 3.
Yeah.
I didn't think anybody was going to.
Too many chords. It's totally not.
But
yeah.
don't tell me that's not. That's underwater golf right there.
We got a good crowd here. Thank you so much for being here at 11 o'clock at night
Yeah.
and joining us.
Then Panzer Dragoon Orta. This is the one that was really creepy. I don't know why I picked this one. It did not. Yeah.
It was very, very different from the other ones.
I think because
yeah.
I was trying to find something that sounded like the Rayman track, but
yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles Earthsea, which is yes, that is like a whole water area. Is anybody playing 3 right now? Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's really good. Way more hours than I can spend right now, but it's enjoyable. And then we had Croc Underwater 1.
Yes, and I specifically picked one that sounded a lot like the City of the Ancients from Final Fantasy VII. I wanted them a little closer together so people would get tricked and be like, no, both times.
Yeah.
Anybody actually here play Croc? Because I know I made a crack about Croc earlier. Okay.
You're asking like the wrong crowd, man.
No, I know, but it's not the most popular 3D platformer as those go.
Let's see here. So
who's convinced they got all 10? Show of hands.
I'm gonna unplug it here.
All right. Well, okay. Let's see. Do you have the like list right next to you?
How do you do this? How do you know? Okay, so
we can do a little comparison here. You know what it does?
it's like math, dude.
We don't have time to set up conditional spreadsheets, so we're probably just gonna.
All right, let's go to the hardest ones. See what we got the.
Yeah. It's worked out better when I was putting it together at like 11 o'clock at night one night. Can you hand me the little envelope
You guys got
thingy?
so many of them, though.
Yeah.
Everybody. Who thought the Abzu Austin winner? That was a
Good guess. Yes.
guess. Yeah, that was a good guess.
You got me on that one.
We would.
There weren't enough parts.
Who wrote Big Bird's Hide and Speak?
Oh, okay. Okay, Jesse. Yeah, we got it.
A lot of Donkey Kong Countries. Donkey Kong Country 2. Good. Smart World. Oh, man. That's close.
All right. So who's convinced they got most of them right? I just want to. All right. come up and what did your name that you put in? We didn't ask for like a real name, but R-E-Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I don't know what the actual answers were. No. Yes. I suppose I should do like that.
There you go. Put them side by
Wait.
side.
Yeah.
Thank you for your patience. This you'll either really love your prize or be annoyed that we wasted your time. it's gonna go one of those two ways.
Let's see. Do it.
Split. That's good enough.
Okay.
All right. You find res in there? At the pool. Yes.
Oh my God.
But we were scheduled at 10:30 at night. We didn't want a drowning risk, so
In the
we're
pool.
we're being very conscientious here.
Res. You got yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I voted yes for all of them because I thought the trick was gonna be that they were all yes, and then you would be like, oh,
No.
underwater music is so vast,
no.
and that would be your big moment.
We've
but-
got a liar in
For
our
shame.
midst. Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Let's see. Shovel Knight, Hollow Knight, City of Tears. Yes. I mean, yeah, we got a lot of prize.
All right. Should we just? All right, he's our winner.
Yay! Red's the winner.
All right. Let's
see what you won.
Let me show you what you've won. Let's go here. It is not. No, hold on one sec.
I could go for a water bottle.
No, it's a very special poster. It's very classic. All right, Brian, would you like to present the prize? Here
Yes.
you go.
It is.
The other side.
Oh, there we go.
Everybody.
It is
a very beautiful
Nintendo Power advertisement of Waterworld
for the Virtual Boy. By the way, as we mentioned on that episode, piece of trivia created by Ocean of America right here in San Jose.
Yeah,
San Jose.
Waterworld poster. Here you go. Take it home, hang it up on your wall. Yes.
Oh yes.
We were gonna have some tracks from that too, but
we didn't. We may open the show with it, but just for funsies.
Isn't this game terrible?
It's awful, but the music
it's
is
so awful.
pretty great. Well, the Super Nintendo version's got great music. Check out the episode. We did it not too long ago.
Put it in your car window too when you're driving home.
Yeah.
Well,
it is. Well, that's the good prize.
that was a good prize.
Yeah. So the second prize is more of a troll on Brian, I guess. But anybody who wants it, just come up to the mic. I don't really care. That guy. Come on up. That guy. All right. This is a game with one of the most annoying water levels ever. Here you go. Spider-Man and X-Men, Arcade's Revenge. An amazing soundtrack. So here's the deal with this game. You play as Storm, but you're swimming in a place that's flooding constantly. You get like 2 minutes of the actual game actually like shooting lightning bolts. The rest is like swimming around like a dolphin.
I couldn't figure it out.
What a waste. Terrible game. Great soundtrack by Tim Follin, and Brian has promised me, since we have this on air, that we are going to do this episode.
We are.
Yes. So if you like Tim Follin music, if you like prog rock, if you like tracks that are 7 minutes
Maybe we'll
long.
have them on for it.
8 minutes long, however long, as long as they need to be, we will cover it. Yeah, so.
Jesper Kite.
Yeah, we could have just done this. It was a novelty. So I appreciate everybody playing along. It's been a great time. I realize that Ben has not had a whole lot of opportunity to talk. Yeah, it's late. He's had a long travel day. He said all there is to say about water music. But
were any of those like totally threw you off?
Oh yeah. I also thought they were all going to be yes. I was all right on the same page with you.
Initially I was thinking about doing that and be like, oh, you're all winners. But I'm like, no, that's not the Pixelated audio way. We really do want to make this a bit fun and challenging.
Losers. No, yeah. Myself included. But I don't know. It's interesting because they just approached me with the idea of what makes a water level. And I was thinking about it a little bit, and I don't know if there's a through line. Like, you can think of so many disparate examples, but then having all these examples back to back, it's like not everyone is in 3/4 time, and not everyone has these big, colorful major 7 chords. and not everyone, has the string pads and the bubbly effects, but they all have like 2 out of the 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there's some combination of all those elements are really common. So I don't know. It was interesting. I learned something today.
Yeah.
Awesome. Absolutely. Hey, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
It was sure late.
Yeah.
Great.
Please. And
Where can we find your stuff?
well, first of all, what are you doing for the rest of the event? And then where can we find your stuff?
Tomorrow, I think in this room, either this room or the other panel room, I'll be doing a panel at 2 p.m. tomorrow about spicy chords. If you were intimidated by all my talk of extended chords and you wish you weren't intimidated, come by and I'll try and make it fun. And then I'm moderating the Composers Roundtable on Sunday, too.
Awesome. You also have a performance, right? I believe. Aren't you playing? I thought you were playing at the pool party.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. No, okay. It's a little bit more casual, but
yeah.
I just want to make sure that you get a chance. The pool party's a lot of fun. Is it the Saturday or the Sunday one? I don't remember.
It's tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be rushing off halfway through to set up for my panel, but
we'll
play a couple tunes there.
I run the jam space, so he is stealing from some of my best music. But please go see Ben play at the pool party. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh yes. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, for sticking with us. And as everybody knows that has listened to our show, we will be splicing in, either the full track or much longer versions of this so you can hear that Sonic theme, all 15 seconds of it. Yes. And
Sonic 2 movie version.
I didn't even, I'm so,
Are you serious?
I feel like that's
one of those
that's too
extended
close
YouTube
to like a
videos,
0-day
like
release. That's
10
probably,
hours.
they're going to come after us for using that, so we'll think about it.
This whole episode is like a big copyright infringement. So
Well, that's the nature of video game music a little bit, so.
cool. Well, thanks everybody for staying
Yes.
up and come check us out.
Yes,
All right.
and
appreciate it.
we forgot to say, where obviously 8-Bit Music Theory on YouTube. Is there anywhere else?
That's pretty much it. I mean, I never tweet. You can follow me on Twitter if you want. I don't know why you would, but
His videos
don't know
are
why you
super informative. The production values are incredible. I learn something every time I watch them. Very humble guy, but honestly very extremely knowledgeable. And, we basically talked a bunch of nonsense this whole hour, but we had so much fun with you up here with
this
us.
is great.
That was the point of Mag. That's the point of Mag.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nonsense.
And again, thanks again for having us. Thank you for sticking through the panel. And yeah, I don't know, any last words from you, Brian, about us, I guess?
No, enjoy the rest of MAGWest.
Yeah.
This is like the first time back in a few years, so it's going to be fun.
Take care, everybody. Go
Good night.
off into the night.
So fun.
Yes.